Join me as I dive into the predictions and take on the challenge of figuring out which 10 countries might collapse in 2025. In today's globalized world, understanding the dynamics of different economies, governments, and societies is crucial. We're living in a time where the consequences of a single country's collapse can have far-reaching implications for the entire world. That's why it's essential to stay informed about potential hotspots that could lead to global instability. The idea of a country collapse might seem like the realm of doomsday preppers, but the reality is that it's a very real possibility. History has shown us time and time again that even the most powerful nations can fall victim to internal strife, economic downturns, or external pressures. As we look to 2025, there are several countries that are facing significant challenges that could potentially lead to their downfall. We're not just talking about small, isolated nations either. Some of the countries on this list are major players on the global stage with significant economic and military influence. The collapse of any one of these countries would send shockwaves around the world, affecting everything from trade to security. So, which countries are we talking about? In this short video, we'll summarize our theories on the top 10 countries that are at risk of collapse in 2025. From economic decline to political turmoil, social unrest and more, we'll examine the challenges each of these countries face and what it could mean for the world at large. Most of the countries on this list have been facing significant challenges for years, but there are some that are particularly concerning. We'll touch on the specific issues plaguing each of these nations, from debt crises to revolution, and examine the warning signs that suggest they might be on the brink of collapse. The list includes countries from across the globe, from Asia to Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Each one has its unique set of circumstances, but they all share one thing in common: the potential for collapse. In the next few minutes, we'll delve into the specifics of each country, exploring the historical context, economic indicators, and geopolitical factors that could contribute to their downfall. Let's start with Lebanon, a country that has been plagued by political instability, corruption, and an ongoing economic crisis. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio is one of the highest in the world, and its government has struggled to implement meaningful reforms. Next up is Venezuela, a country that has been in a state of crisis for years. Hyperinflation, food shortages, and a collapsing healthcare system are just a few of the challenges facing this once wealthy nation. Next is the country of Argentina, where a debt crisis and soaring inflation have led to widespread protests and social unrest. From there, let's head to Africa, where countries like South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zimbabwe are all facing significant challenges. From civil war to political oppression, these countries are struggling to provide basic services to their citizens. In Asia, there's North Korea, where a repressive government, international sanctions, and economic stagnation have created a perfect storm of instability. Next, there's the country of Brazil, where a struggling economy, corruption scandals, and rising crime rates have led to widespread disillusionment with the government. Then there's Turkey, a country that has been facing significant economic and political headwinds in recent years. From a currency crisis to a crackdown on political opponents, Turkey is walking a tightrope between stability and chaos. Finally, there's Sri Lanka, a country that has been struggling to recover from a devastating civil war and is now facing serious economic and political instability. But one country stands out as particularly concerning: North Korea. With its repressive government, international sanctions, and economic stagnation, North Korea is a ticking time bomb, just waiting to go off. The evidence suggests that North Korea is on the brink of collapse. International sanctions have crippled its economy, and the country's people are facing widespread poverty and hunger. The government's grip on power is tenuous at best, and it's only a matter of time before the whole system comes crashing down. As we looked briefly at these 10 countries, it's clear that the potential for collapse is very real. But what does it mean for the world at large? The implications are far-reaching, from economic disruption to humanitarian crises. The collapse of any one of these countries would be a major global event with significant consequences for trade, security, and stability. So what can we do about it? The first step is to stay informed, to understand the complexities of global geopolitics and economics. As we move forward into 2025, it's essential to keep a close eye on these countries, to watch for signs of instability, and to prepare for the potential consequences. So which country do you think is most at risk of collapse? Did we miss any? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for more content on global issues. Thanks for watching, and stay illuminated with Illuminating Bites.